Actually, why don't you just read it?
Okay.
One time through?
The Asian Pacific Community Fund was founded in 1990 by AAPI community leaders to expand philanthropic funding for Los Angeles-based nonprofits serving the AAPI communities. Today, APCF has evolved and diversified its giving sources to also include donor-advised funds, giving circles, grants, scholarship funds, and capacity-building initiatives. The fund's impact continues today. We promote healthier communities, and we are a credible voice for the AAPI community. And we develop Asian American Pacific Islander leaders for the 21st century.
Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll ask you questions to break it down.
Okay.
So if you can say
Can
Asian
you put
Pacific.
the paper down? I can hear the paper.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you can start with Asian Pacific Community Fund was founded, and
Okay.
what was its purpose?
I should look at you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime. How was the Asian Pacific Community Fund founded?
The Asian Pacific Community Fund was founded in 1990 by Asian American community leaders who wanted to establish a greater foundation for financial resources to help support the nonprofit organizations serving the Asian American community.
She uses community leaders to expand philanthropic funding. So if you can talk about,
Incorporate philanthropic funding.
yeah.
Okay. The Asian Pacific Community Fund was founded in 1990 to expand the philanthropic base for AAPI communities serving our local Asian American communities.
In Los Angeles. One more time. It's beyond Los Angeles though, right?
There's Orange County too.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Southern California, then
Yeah.
maybe.
And one more time.
Yeah. The Asian Pacific Community Fund was founded in 1990 to expand the foundation for philanthropic giving to help support the AAPI community groups serving in the Southern California area.
Okay, the next is the concept of APCF being evolved and diversified, and the sources that get their donations will have donor-advised funds, giving circles, grants, scholarship funds, and capacity-building initiatives. So
Okay.
we can kind of chunk that down, but as much as you can
Do it
remember.
conversationally.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. What is APCF up to today?
APCF has evolved and added many new programs such as donor-advised funds, scholarship funds, grants. Also, they've been involved in capacity building and
Giving circles.
I can't remember the
Giving circles.
giving circles. Oh yes.
One more time.
You can just do it in pieces
Yeah.
because we can stitch it together.
Yeah.
Maybe I can read your lips if you're reading it. All right,
Okay, what is
I'll try it again.
APCF today?
APCF has evolved and grown, and they've added programs to help others, such as scholarship funds, donor-advised funds, giving circles, making grants, providing training for greater capacity building for nonprofit organizations.
How does the fund's impact continue today?
What does it say?
The fund's impact continues today by we promote healthier communities. We are a credible voice for the AAPI community, and we develop AAPI leaders for the 21st century.
So APCF's impact continues today because we're able to help build healthier communities, provide more resources for the API organizations that are serving the community, and hopefully, as we look to the future, we can develop leaders who will take the AAPI community ahead.
That's good.
And a feel-good conclusion.
Oh,
Anything that to button up the whole video, if it's something, a feel-good ending.
Okay.
and this one says, join us, contact, contact us, whatever. Your contributions support APCF in providing essential services.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
In your own words, yeah.
Anytime.
Uh,
Any closer that you want to say.
Yeah, let's see. So I left off with leadership for the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so APCF has grown a lot up to today. We would like to see it continue to grow so that it can continue to provide services for the Asian American community in the years ahead.
And what are your thoughts about APCF today from when you started to where it has grown today? Has it exceeded your expectations, etc.?
At the beginning, APCF, like many or most nonprofit organizations, I'm going to ramble a bit here, like most nonprofit organizations had to struggle. And so now APCF is at a point where it can become a true resource and having access to other resources to be able to bring it all together and to provide it for the Asian American community. And so it's become a very strong, vital, and necessary organization.
One of the things that strikes me too is they made APCF, because of the shootings in Alhambra and Monterey, a wonderful partnership with this hero that went to the White House. I mean, that's a great example of kind of the work that they do.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Shall I just jump in then?
Yeah.
So one of the ways that the Asian Pacific Community Fund has become a resource was in the recent shootings in Monterey Park. This was a tragedy, but APCF had the resources to go in there and to provide help in a number of key ways and work with others and bring others together so that they can try to address this kind of a terrible plague that's affecting our entire nation.
And how are they, maybe foundational to other nonprofits in terms of helping others to capacity build, to, structure their nonprofit organizations? Why is that important work for APCF to do?
There was a learning curve in the Asian American community what philanthropy was all about. And so Asian Pacific Community Fund was primarily set up to be the go-to organization when it comes to philanthropy. And I forgot where I was going with this.
Why are nonprofits kind of, it's important for nonprofits to be shored up to serve their communities, and I think because of the nature and diversity within the APA community, they're very important because these smaller MPOs really work hard to service the niche that they serve.
So APCF has established itself as the go-to organization in regards to Asian American philanthropy. And so it has the resources needed to help other organizations, smaller ones, those that are just starting up, to have the capacity and to grow the capacity so that they can provide services in their own communities.
That's great. Let's see. Just in case we need it, what is the concept of giving circles?
Giving circles are a fairly basic concept where people come together. If one person, say, donates $1,000, they can have some impact. But if 10 people each give $1,000, that could be $10,000, which can have a much greater impact on an organization. So a giving circle is bringing together like-minded people, people who have a heart for whatever they would like to do, and to pool their resources together so that the amount of funds that they can provide is much bigger.
And of recent times, I guess the scholarships started to become important. Why are scholarships important for our constituents?
Well, scholarships are, I think, always important for young people to have access to higher education. And I believe that the Asian Pacific Community Fund Scholarship Program started because there were a number of donors who wanted to use their funds in that way. And so the Asian Fund doesn't tell the donor, here's what you should do. They said, how can we help providing the kind of grants that would make you happy? So I think that's how the Scholarship Fund evolved. It was the donor's desire to do more work in that area.
Yeah, I mean, talk a little bit about that, the donor's desire for philanthropy. I think they're one of the only people who go, hey, I have some cash, I don't know quite what to do with it, so can I park it? And then when the cause comes up, that's, you know, it's kind of an interesting concept.
It is. Donors should have the right to impact where their funds should go in the community. And there's such a wide range of possible causes. Perhaps if you're a donor, children might be your focus, but for someone else it might be seniors or health or the environment and that kind of thing. So there's this huge range of possible programs and organizations that could be supported. And so the donor, for example, a donor may have had a child who was helped by the Red Cross or by the Cancer Society, and may want to say, this is where I want my money to go to help fight cancer, that kind of thing. So it makes the donor happy, and it's a good matchup for people who are working in the community.
Do you have any other?
And then lots of.
Was that too,
yeah, this
was
is
that too long?
No. This is perfect because they can just pick and choose what they want, or we can,
Yeah.
as we edit this. This is switching over to Go for Broke. Okay. This Lot 7 project, were you around when the first thoughts of it were being developed? The low-income housing?
Its current iteration, I was not around. I had already retired. Do you remember the gymnasium project? Yeah. So we wanted to put the gym on Lot 7. And we were opposed by other groups in the community, who I won't name. But so we developed the gym, of course, somewhere else. But that location has had a number of concepts and proposals over the years. And so now that it's pretty much determined that they will build housing there, I think it's a good way to use that property.
Great. Yeah, and I forgot about the gym, but you know, it is low-income housing, and it's going to stretch, you know, quite far on that lot. So, you know, again, for Go for Broke, at least it won't be in the middle of a parking lot. It'll be, you know, surrounded by this low-income housing, a community room, all of that.
Right.
Why are these kind of projects important to Little Tokyo in general?
Well, there are a number of community focus groups that was held in Little Tokyo asking people, what do you think? How should this property be used? You know, most developers, they come in with saying, we're going to build this and that, and we're going to make a lot of money. But for LTSC and Go for Broke to partner, they wanted to make sure what was built there met the needs of the community. And so we got, when I say we, I mean Little Tokyo Service Center and Go for Broke, they got a lot of input and helped to design it. I believe some of the units that they're going to build is dedicated for veterans. which is a nice mix with the Go for Broke, and then there's a Veterans Hospital right across the street. So I think it's that kind of openness and working with the community to develop a nice project that is a part of the community is an important aspect.
And, why is it important, do you think, that the veteran stories stay at the cornerstone of what is the Japanese American experience? I mean, why is it so important to Little Tokyo as well as to the broader Japanese American story here?
Well, the veterans, especially during World War II, was a game changer in terms of how Americans looked at Japanese and Japanese Americans. Before that, it was in the community was looked at with suspicion, and that they're not a part of America. But I believe the veterans, because of their valor and courage during World War II, changed that whole mindset to say these people fought for America. So I think that story cannot be forgotten or lost, and Americans need to be reminded that we're all fighting for the same cause.
One of the veterans say the monument, you look at it and say, this is what we did as Asian Americans for the future. So I think that's one of the, Go for Broke's anyway, newest momentum is to engage youth of all races, of all types, especially the ones that are in this general area. So I think that's their commitment. So it's been interesting. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Here, you get that off.